Get some people coming in and then I will start. But I'll let you know what I'm doing. Let's get rid of some of these edges. But I am going to be making the lake for the N scale layout and trying to get more comfortable doing live streams. I don't know how well I'll keep up with chat. How well I'll keep up with chat. Sorry, I was trying to concentrate and talk, and that's kind of hard, but I'll do my best to keep up with chat. Hey, bud. Hey, Zerardo. Oh, I hope I said that right. But I'm not used to doing these live streams, you know that. But I figured I'd give it a try. I probably won't keep up with chat real well. Hey, Grim. But I'm creating a lake over on the N scale layout on the other end of the dog bone. So I figured I would do it on live and, see how it goes and see how many people come in and watch it. But the first thing I'm going to do is I did measure the area that I wanted, and I cut the board out in the shape that I wanted the lake to be. And I am going to add some stones on the edging on this side for right now. So I take my hot glue. I do like working with resin. A lot of people do know that I like working with resin. And the big thing with resin, a lot of people are like, well, you have to make sure that your sides and what you're doing is sealed because it will run off and, it'll eat foam if you don't do it the right way. And yes, that's true. It will. And I'm going to have a hard time keeping up with chat, but so I'll just keep on talking. But what I do is it depends on what area that I'm working on for Ray. It will depend on what materials I use when I work with my resin. Now, this area is going to be on that double dog bone. So for the N scale. So it's going to be more like a fishing lake. I'm going to have some sides that are rock, some sides that are grass. And it's a flat surface. So my resin isn't going to run. What I'll do is I will paint it on. And hopefully, I have enough on the edges that it will keep it from running over. But even if it runs over, it's okay because it is being applied to wood. So it's not going to be eating away at anything. So I'm not too concerned about it. Oh, wow, that chat started going flying. I am not going to be able to keep up with it. So I hope you guys will understand that. Because when you're working with resin, you really can't stop. And, you just kind of have to move. And here comes Ray. Ray, we're live. Mom's showing everybody how I'm going to make the lake for the other end of the dog bone. Mom went ahead and gave you some more staging area over there on that end of the dog bone. If you watched our video while you were inside, they're not going to be connected, buddy, but they will give you a little bit of areas that you can add. Ray just came into the building. And, they can't see you. They're looking at me right here, working on here. Do you want to try and sit next to me and read chat? Okay, pull a chair up and let's see if you can read chat while Mom's working. Because Mom can't do both. I think I'd have to have the computer screen in front of me. Grab that chair right there, buddy. Sit here and you can read Mom what they're saying. Let's try that and see if you can do that for me. You won't have to be perfect at it, buddy. Okay, you can start right where it's showing. Let's see. Let's start with RGJ Train says,
Hey, Stuart.
"Hey, Stuart." And let's see. Grandpa Rails is saying hi. Stuart saying hi. Wendy saying hi. Everybody pretty much is saying hi. Up, Stuart said, "Hey, brother." Dennis Bigfoot said, "Hi, Rails." Wendy, you can just kind of, you want to try and do that for Mom for a little bit?
Yeah.
Is that going to be too hard?
No.
Well, how about say hi, everybody in chat?
Hey, Wendy.
Oh, there you go. You see? Say hi, Wendy. How about Rob and Grace are in? You going to say hi to Rob and Grace?
Hey.
And Grandpa Rails?
Is it?
Flymo came in.
Welcome.
Can you guys hear Ray okay? Give a thumbs up if you can hear Ray. Oh, see? Look at, there's Ray.
Yeah.
Robin Grace said, hey.
Hey.
Okay, so this side of the lake.
Yes, I can hear him.
Okay, see, good. Okay.
Stu said hello, man.
Flymoman. Yep. We just say Flymo. Makes it easier on Mom. Okay, so that side I'm doing a little bit of the rock. Now I am going to.
I love to love the stuff from us both.
Okay, you can read it. You're doing good. I'm going to take some of these greenery bushes and I'm going to put a few where the stones are so it's not just stones. And these are self-adhesive. I love these things. But it will also help secure where I pour resin. So just kind of filling in a couple of the little gaps with them.
So I have to go to BC. I'm going to school.
Yeah, say thank you for stopping by.
Thank you for stopping by.
You came out at a good time, buddy.
He's going back to school.
Yeah. So there's just a few on that side. I am needing grass, but I don't have any more. We have an Amazon wish list, and that is trees, grass, gravel. That is primarily what we're in need of.
Hope you guys have a good summertime.
There you go. Ray said, hope everyone has a good summer.
I hope everybody be careful.
Yep.
Hot.
Yeah. Everyone be careful if they're out and about. It's hot. And these are the same little things. Ray's just going back inside. I think he's going to get a drink. He comes and goes. Let's see. What else do I have that I want to use? I love all my scenery stuff. I don't have a specific maker of scenery stuff. I like using a bunch of different makers. Okay, now I'm going to put some flowers in. They're not really flowers. I would call them more, I don't know, you'll see them. Like I said, my first time doing lives. I guess I need to see if there's a way to have, hopefully everyone will, I hope be nice since they know Ray is in here. And, no bad attitudes. We do this. I do this for Ray because it makes Ray happy. And I'm not too worried about trolls. If they come, that's fine. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you stopped by. just hopefully you'll be nice. If not, that's okay. I don't have time to worry about trolls. But, if you're coming in and trolling, just remember my son loves and appreciates everybody. So I would hope that you would respect that. And if you're in here to cause trouble, just leave. That's not what we're about. That's not what I teach Ray to be about. So, if trolls come in, you can't stop them. So just understand, my son's going to like you no matter what you say. So you can't get him upset. And if you do, you know what? It doesn't last long. And we just move on. So I am now putting in, I'm clipping off these little edges. I hope everybody can see what I'm doing okay. I think you can. But since this is going to be a lake on the other end, I just wanted to provide it with some scenery around it. And my favorite to-goes are super glue and glue sticks. I have found that using let me see what I got up here. I got this liquid glue here. It does okay, but you have to sit there and you have to hold it. So, I'm kind of impatient a little bit, a lot. So I like to use my hot glue gun. I have a bigger one that gets hotter that I use when I'm at the layouts, working at the layout. And I like super glue. It's just super glue doesn't like Tammy that much. So if I have to use super glue, I will. If I don't, it's okay. We deal with it. And nothing ever goes the way it plans. So I've learned to accommodate. And if it doesn't look right when I'm done with it, it's all right. We still use it. We don't throw away anything. I'll find a spot for it. Maybe it will be on the next layout. We're trying to finish up the N scale layout. And I think I'm going to put a tree near the rocks. This is N scale. So a lot of this might look big, but it's okay because, it does have a little bit of a lip, the board, which is fine. I used my Dremel this morning and pre-cut it before I attempted to go live. That way I would have everything done and wouldn't have to pause anything. Let's see what else we got. Let's snip one of these and put it near the tree. That'll be good. I think I hear Ray coming back out. I thought I heard the gate open. Let Mom open this. Why don't you want to open? Cooperate. We're on live. There you go. Thank you. And I'll be saying stuff like that, and Ray goes, Mom, you're talking to yourself. I'm like, I know. Why are you talking to yourself? Now, anything that I'm putting down with the glue, I've had pretty good success that it does not, the resin doesn't eat through it. So I've been lucky with that. Oh, come on, fly. You're going to make your debut? I have one fly in this building. He drives me absolutely nuts, and I can't get rid of him. So I figured if I talk nice to him, he'll leave me alone. But that's been unsuccessful also. Everyone's like, well, your label's Mom and Son Train Rail Fans. Yes, I do model trains. But coming along with model trains is scenery work. And at this point, Mom is working on scenery work. I think my fly wants to be on the live stream. I was going to do a video of this, and then I was like, no, I'm just going to, I could use a few watch hours, and let's see how it does. Hopefully, it is. We have no intentions on becoming monetized. So I do this for Ray. I don't do it for the money. So I'm not looking at, super chats or anything that comes along with being monetized. But we do have an Amazon wish list, and that is solely for materials for me to do this for Ray. We also love stickers. So if you have stickers, you can look in our bio and you'll see where you can send them. You email me and I'll send you our address. And I'll show you, most of you guys know what the train room looks like. So once I get this finished, and I do move fairly quickly. Everyone's like, yeah, you move pretty fast when you're doing that. And I do, because prior to doing it, I make sure I know what I want it to look like. So, once you have it, I'm a very visual person, and I think that comes along with having a young adult now. Well, Ray will be 27, so having a young adult with autism makes you a very visual person because they're very visual. But mom's also getting older, so. And I threw a little bit of extra hot glue over on these rocks because I want them to be where the canoes and the boats start coming in. I'm going to have an area in the park where it will allow fishermen and stuff to come in. So, because I have a lot of people from the fishing community. So I do want to respect them and throw some stuff into what I call I would consider this a little diorama. But a little diorama, and it gives them, hey, she remembered about us too. So. And I have not looked over at chat. I apologize. Hopefully you'll understand. Doing this takes my attention. I wanted some, since I don't have any of the bigger trees left, I'm using some of just the smaller ones. I've never understood, getting off track, here I go. But when you order trees, they always seem to send these weird looking flat top trees. And I look at them and I'm like, those are so ugly. So you'll see very few of these on my layouts. But that's just my opinion. I don't think they're cool looking at all. That dried too fast. See, you got to work fast when you're working with this stuff. Let's put you over there then. My green little bush. Okay. I think I've had enough of the stones. And I like having my desk really clean when I'm working. That just allows me not to use products or lose products. I do shop a lot. I go to different antique stores. I go to Hobby Lobby. I'll go to different stores and see. I go in the clearance aisle. Like these were in the wedding aisle at Hobby Lobby, and they're regularly like $9.99 for a whole bottle. They're called Mother of Pearl. and I ended up getting them for $1.99. So I have my little box of goodies over here, and then I used most of my sand, but again, this was wedding sand. This was in the wedding aisle, and I use it with my gravel, but it was regularly $3.49. I paid 87 cents. So I don't use the typical stuff. I find ways to kind of get out cheap with it. I think I want to put a couple more of the smaller trees, and hopefully I'll get some of the bigger trees and grass to go out after it. That might have been more of a tree than I wanted, but that's okay. It needed some height in it. It didn't have much height. Let's see if I have another one, because I just saw that I could do that over here, and that would look good. And then I'll start the resin. I can usually do one of these dioramas within an hour. This one probably won't take me that much time. We'll see. We'll see how the resin. See my little fly? Yeah, he just won't leave me alone. Okay, that gives it some more height. I'm gonna need, now that I see it, I'm gonna need height down here. And then I will be almost totally out of trees. Okay. Let's put you down here in this section and give this section some height and level. That works. And what I like about the trees is, you can bend them. Then there's no trees out there that are perfectly straight. So far, okay, I'm going to have to glue you down because you are not wanting to behave. Okay. So far, this is what we have. Okay. And I'm good with this. I'm going to put a few more bushes here, but this is where I'm going to build the ramp for the boats and stuff to come in. So I still need to do this little area here. And I might throw a little bit more there. But this definitely has to be done. I might wait and see if I get some grass and more trees for this area. So let's just put some different color bushes down on there. What do I have left? Supplies running low. Oh, I got these. Let's put these. Mike from our TikTok platform, which we have a channel over on TikTok. It's still Mom and Son Train Rail Fans. But he sent me all these bushes. So I'm going to use them up. I've been waiting to be able to use them. These are self-adhesive also, but they do not like to stick to anything. So I guess Ray went in and decided to get a snack and stuff. This will bring out some color. I like this color. So you do have to work fast when you're working with the hot glue also. And see, that side's done. Okay. That looks good for me. I'm happy with that. Okay, so now I can turn the hot glue, put it over here. Okay, get it out of my way. I won't be needing that anymore. Put that away. Okay, so now what I have to do before I mix the resin is I take a fingernail file and I get all the hot glue little strips. Hot glue cobwebs is what I call them. Every time you're working with hot glue, they go everywhere. And then once in a while, you'll pull one and it will pull what you hot glued down with it. So when I use a file, I don't know if you see, it turns it a color. So I know that I'm pulling the hot glue and I'm not pulling something that's going to come in unattached. Hopefully that makes sense. But I found it a neat way to get rid of those little hot glue little webs. I think we're good. And then I'll just take my brush. I'll just brush off any, get back up there. There we go. Clean it all off. Okay. Now I am going to mix up the resin. Now, typically, a lot of people use the resin ink. I like using the mica powder. I've used the mica powder on pretty much everything that I have done for water effects, except for the Castle Moat. That one was, I guess you would say, multiple colors of acrylic, but it was just regular acrylic paint. So, the only thing I did not get, and it's right over here, so let me just spin around this way and get it. Is toilet paper. And you're sitting there going, what in the world is she going to use with toilet paper? Well, I'm getting ready to show you. Let me get some of my glue. And a little bit of water. I always keep a little thing of water. And hopefully this won't go all over the place on me when I put the lid on. It's okay, I'll do this. And we're going to give it a little bit of a shake. Go down. Yeah, good. Okay. So now I'm going to take a paintbrush. I usually use a pretty thick paintbrush size. And I will tap it into that watered down glue. And I am going to glue all around here. And I totally understand if you don't stay through the whole process. I was hoping to get it done in about an hour, but I don't do many live streams. So if you have your regular live streams that you watch, you can go watch them. You won't offend me. And I apologize for not paying attention and answering anything in chat. Hopefully I describe it as I go, so you guys will know. Like I said, I am not a live streamer at all. But I'm putting just a level of watered down glue down. Okay, that should be good for right now. I'm going to take a little bit of toilet paper, and hopefully this will behave itself and do what I want it to do. I'm going to get a little bit more of it wet around the area that I want it. Okay. So far, so good. Now, if it crinkles up, that's okay. That's what you want. You want it to give it effect of it's not just a beautiful flat lake. We're going to throw some sand in there after. And the toilet paper does not have to lay perfectly either. Everyone's like, hey, you just, you throw your stuff in. Yeah, it's going to be what it's going to be. I know how to do it. Might not come out exactly perfect. I'm not like an expert at it. It's going to be what it's going to be. You can't get upset about it. It'll work. It'll look all right. I'm showing you how I do it. Other people have other ways of doing it. This is just the way that I do it. But this will give it some texture, a little bit of a 3D effect. Hello to everybody in chat. I'm not ignoring you, but I can't do this and do chat. Now, the ones that sometimes give you an issue are the ones that will have like a little bit of air under it, like this one right here. See how it popped up? That has air under it. So I just kind of stab it with the paintbrush, and if that doesn't work, I just kind of put slits in it to break it up, get that air out. I thought I just heard some thunder. We're supposed to be getting some rain today, so that laid down much easier. I need a little bit of toilet paper over in this area. Let's get you down. Get you in the bushes. Not literally, but if you want to fight with me. Okay. I see some more air bubbles coming up. That's fine. I can take care of those. But water sceneries, you know, I've watched a lot of people do them, and everybody has what works for them. I just enjoy doing this. I like creating stuff different and not the typical way. That looks pretty good. Maybe a little bit down in this corner where I didn't have any. But again, this is just an end scale lake, so it's not going to be something huge. And I'm going to have boats in it, so I'm not worried about it being every part of it being perfect. Okay, so let's see. Put some here. Let's get you some more glue on there. Okay, let's make sure I got some air pockets out. That one's still giving me a little bit of an issue. Push it out. Okay, maybe the resin will flatten it out. Okay, so there's some texture. Yeah, I'm not liking him at all. He does not want to cooperate. And guys, I have my own 2 shirts that I wear all the time that are my shirts that I wear out when I do all this. So, because I don't have time to sit there and get a paper towel and rinse, I just use my shirt. Ooh, I think I might have got him. Okay, that looks really good. So, let me put you. What do I do? Get you out of my way with the toilet paper. Let's run over here. Okay, toilet paper's out of the way. Sticky brushes out of the way. Put the glue out of my way. You will see me. That is like my biggest pet peeve is when I'm working with stuff, I have to have my area clean. So, okay, I'm reaching above all of you guys, and I'm just going to kind of push in little areas and kind of make some waves. Now, if I was to have a product that I absolutely love using, oh, there's some air bubbles in that one too, but I like it right there. I really, really enjoy using the Apple Barrel paints, acrylic paints, and I use a lot of the, like I said, the mica powders. So when I'm using resin, so those are my big ones that I really like. Let me hold it up, and you can kind of hopefully. Let me see if I put that down. Does that help? Show you the texture that it gave. Can somebody give me a thumbs up if you can see the texture that that toilet paper made? And I'm just looking at the screen. Hey, Daryl. Hey, my friend. Good. Okay, so you can see the texture. Great. Okay, because I didn't know if having that light on it, you couldn't see it, but I need that light for me. Okay, so I do still have some of the hot glue, what I call hot glue cobwebs on, but they are on the outside of our lake. Okay, now I'm going to mix the resin. And when I'm mixing resin, I do like experimenting with the colors. So you might see me mix this resin and go, no, not the color I want. I'll toss it out and I'll mix something else up. And again, with resin, it is a 2-part, and I like the 2-part resin. So I'm going to get myself a couple extra lids so I can put it in there. Now, since I don't have any gravel left, any sand, I'm going to use a piece of cork board. And what I'm going to do, because I don't want it to be perfect. City lakes and ponds and stuff are not perfect. So what I'm going to do is try and scratch off. Let me get that nasty old tool, see if I have it here. That's one thing I probably should have had before I started my stream. But I call it the pricker ball. Where is it? Watch it be over in, let's see. Yep, there it is. It's right near the computer. These little things. These things hurt. When you're working with them and you actually accidentally scratch your fingers or something with them, they hurt. So they're really rough, but I'm going to try and create just a little bit of sand, my brown sand myself, by scraping some cork board, and it seems to be working okay. I don't want much. Woo-hoo, that got the tip of my finger. Yep, that didn't hurt. Okay, let me show you what I've done. As you can see how it scraped away that cork board, this thing's a nasty little booger. Let me pour it in my cap. So I was able to make myself some instant sand for the bottom. And I just want to put a little bit. As you can see, now it doesn't want to come off of the lid. But it will be just enough to give it a little bit of a dirt. I might need a little bit more. But there's so many different ways you can create products without spending a lot of money if you have the products with you and available to you. This was just one way that I found. Now I had to do a lot of it when now I have none of gravel or sand left and no trees left. So I'm just doing with what I have and creating it myself. So it works. Not the most patient on waiting 3 to 5 days for delivery. If anybody knows who I am, they know that. So this will be, I kind of want more down here where the boat ramp's going to be, because that's usually the muddier part of the lake. Okay, let's clean that cap out. So as you can see, let me just take a little, I don't want to lose any of it that I just made. Okay, so you can see what I just did is I just added a little bit more of a sandy, whoop, there goes that lead again, some of sand at the bottom of the lake. So that's what I'm doing. Now this again is where the boat ramp's going to be and where the boats will be coming in from that side. So I wanted more towards that side. That light's kind of going to be an issue when I do resin for you guys, so I'm moving it. Okay, so I'm going to mix up my resin. And it's a 2-part resin, so 50-50 quantity. And everyone's like, do you have a favorite resin? No. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter as long as it's a 2-part. And everyone's like, it has to be perfect 2-part. No, it doesn't. It'll still work. It just might take a little bit longer to dry. I've been in situations where I've run out of the harder, and I've only had enough just to get it in with the crystal clear, the first one that I put in. And I think I ran out on the Willy Wonka when I was doing the fudge river, the chocolate river. And now you just stir it. And you're going to stir it for a minute or two. Just make sure it really gets mixed in before I throw the mica powder in. I need to find another bigger brush. Hopefully I'm not going over you guys too much. That's a good brush. But if it's not 50-50, I have found it's just going to take it a little bit longer to harden and seal. Okay, so I've mixed that up pretty good. Now, typically, I like mixing, it's called Ocean Blue, and then I always put in some green. Because, unless you're in like the Caribbean or something, nothing is 100% blue. At least I haven't seen it. So there, I put just a little bit. I don't measure, guys. I don't do things like everybody else does. If I put too much in, then I'll just throw some brown in there if it's too blue or too green, and we'll see what color we get with this. So again, back to stirring it. I actually kind of wanted a little bit more of a green than a blue. But I really won't be able to tell till I put it down on the surface. And then once I put it on the surface, I can decide if I'm going to add some brown to it or if I'm going to add more of the blue. Let's see if I have any of the brown. Me, myself, I would love to put like a purple, but that wouldn't be good. Ray'd be like, what are you talking about? I have gold. I'm running out of my mica powders too. But yeah, I got a copper brown. That might be pretty. I'm up for anything. You know me, I don't do typical stuff. Mom has crazy layouts. Let's see what throwing a little bit of this copper brown in looks like. Why not? We're going to screw it up. We'll screw it up the first time. Come on. Oh, I might have put too much in. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see what you do. Ooh, I kind of like you. Where's my blue? I appreciate everybody who has come in and watched. It's not for everybody, but like I said, I don't do many live streams, so I was going to give it a shot because I really feel comfortable doing what I'm doing. I just guess I have to learn how to pay attention to chat. Okay, let's see what color that gave us. Well, I guess we're going to see when we put it down, right? I kind of want it more of like a dark green. Let's see what we get, guys. Okay, I take a paintbrush and I'm going to pour it down first. Yeah, that might be a little too dark. It's pretty. I don't know, I kind of like it. Now, I always go around the outside of it first. And like I said, I'm going to be adding grass, so I don't have to go all the way to the edges, because when and if I get grass and resin spreads. So as you can see, I'm really not having to spread much of it. And it's on a pretty flat surface. Ooh, I kind of like this, guys. It is a darker green than I was planning for, but I really like it. I think it will stand out really good. And as you can see, I'm not really having to touch it a whole lot with the paintbrush, which is not a usual thing. And then usually after the resin dries, which usually takes about, when I do it, I have it dried in about 24 hours. And you're like, well, you can't see that brown stuff. You know, if you do, you do. I know it's in there. I also seal my resin with a non-yellowing. Let's get this little bit at the end, right where I'm going to have the boat ramp. Okay. Hey, that I did pretty well with measuring. I'm going to go over a little bit of the toilet paper that's sticking up. But as you can see, I don't have many bubbles. I've had really good luck with, and see how it's seeping in? It's spreading. So maybe just a touch of showing its way over here. And I don't know if you saw, that was an air pocket of toilet paper. And which is okay because all it's going to do is give it some dimension. I was hoping it would go flat, but it's okay. That one seems to have stopped before it ran off. Now I'm just kind of giving it a little bit of a nudge over near the trees. There's a little pop-up. Okay. Let's put that down. I kind of like this color. I didn't think I'd like it dark, but I think I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm not liking the little pop-ups, but you know what? I'm going to have boats and canoes in here. And where this section here is, I can put a couple people over here with a boat and it can hide the imperfections of it. And I can have a boat like right here where these decided to pop back up after I had flattened them. So you have to use your imagination of, okay, is it perfect? No. Is anything ever perfect? No. Is there ways to hide the imperfections? Yes. Do what you want. It's your layout. Nobody else has to like it. Trust me, I am not the typical modeler, especially with my train layouts. And it really doesn't bother me if people don't like it. Ray likes it, so I'm good with it. You know, not a whole lot of people can hurt my feelings. It's when you go after my kid, then, you know, just remember. And I did put on this for over 18 years old. Payback's a bitch. Any mama out there knows that you don't mess with the kids. And especially my kid. So what I'm doing right now is just transitioning, hoping it picks up a little bit of the white glue to kind of make it have some definition. So it's not just that real heavy green, but I have some white pockets, and I'm utilizing those pieces of toilet paper that came up. Now you can see, again, remember how I said nothing ever goes perfect? Here's some runoff of the resin. But that's going to be okay because you know what? It's going to stick to the paper. And then I can also cut that piece afterwards. Heck, it might just end up staying like that. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but I'm not worried about it. But with resin, you can cut it off. I have the tools to cut it off. I hope you can see what the white is doing to it. And now I'm going more in and pushing that white around. And all that is the glue. Nothing special. But it gives it that little bit of the wave. But where this is going, it does not have, I don't have to worry about it eating away at something. Guys, I really like how this is coming out. I might have to hold the camera up so you can see it, how I'm seeing, looking at it down over it. I think this came out better than I thought it was going to come out. Okay, let me put that in there. I'm going to pick it up so you guys can kind of see it better. Oh, well, you guys could see it pretty good. But you see how it made some of the waves? And all I did was utilize the toilet paper and the glue underneath. But that's my lake for over on the end scale. And like I said, over in this area here, when I do get some, we'll have grass and some more trees. Because the area that I'm doing is going to be like a park around it. So I'm going to have a bunch of taller trees. Well, not much taller because it is an end scale, but you know me, I don't skip to one scale. So, you know, I can have HO on my N. I can have N on my HO and my O scale layouts. But that is my lake. So I don't even know how long I've been on, but I think I have done pretty good with timing. And all this, you know, this runoff right here, it will harden just like the lake will. I have a little bit of a runoff back here, but it's just a little itty bitty bit. And the imperfections that are in there will be hidden with grass and trees. So I'm okay with it. But thank you for coming along. I do apologize again for not keeping up with chat, but when you're working with certain products, you just kind of have to go and go quick. And I hope you enjoyed it. And thank you. This was my first real live stream by myself. I appreciate everybody that came in. And hopefully we'll do it again soon. This is Mom's Lake for Raise and Scale Layout. All right, guys, have a good day. We appreciate you all. Have a good one.